You might have heard people say that jaw issues are connected to unintegrated emotions, emotions that are not processed. But how do you process emotions? How do you integrate emotions? And which ones do you integrate? Do you integrate every single emotion that you feel and you don't really feel that comfortable with? Or do you focus on specific ones and work on integrating them into coming to peace with them to then feel the relief in your jaw? And the answer to that, as many times, is it depends. Because in simple terms, what we see with our clients is working on these specific things like fear of losing control, not expressing yourself, not being allowed to bite back, not being allowed to fully express yourself as you are, especially in connection with a certain person. These really are ones that make a huge difference when it comes to shifting symptoms that are showing up. However, if there's something that's really bothering you, like you're really angry, or you feel a lot of guilt, all of this stuff, all of these emotions are going to add to tension in your whole system as well. So maybe if they're not commonly associated with the jaw, anger is usually a bit more to do with the gut, but this is going to be tension in your system, so we recommend integrating those that really stand out to you. And the technique that we use, apologies if there's a bit of wind on the audio, but I thought the trade-off with having the bird sounds and the nature sounds is worth it. So the technique that we use was developed by the husband of our founder, Julia, and this technique is called mental integration technique. Very simple technique, which is not new. It's not like he reinvented the wheel, but he simplified things in a way that's really easy to apply in our life. So I'm going to run through it for you in terms of the steps, and then we're going to just quickly apply it. You can follow along with this video, and then you can do it in your own time as well. But just really sharing this because this is really helpful in addition to any exercise that you might be doing with a jaw exercise app. Hint, Kieferfreund, that's what we do. Or yeah, anything else you do to physically rebalance the tongue position, the breathing. This emotion integration is often, together with habits that you might be having in your system, a really, really important and somewhat neglected, often neglected piece of the puzzle to getting back to having a healthy and relaxed and, I was going to say tension-free, but that's not really what you want. A little bit of tension is fine. You actually need a bit of tension in your jaw, but not too much of it. A relaxed jaw that is healthy and well balanced. That's what we're after. So the emotional integration technique starts as follows. So you bring to mind a situation, a certain feeling. If you can already tune into the feeling, that's amazing, but maybe you want to tune into the situation first. And then you tune into, how does that make me feel? What feelings come up? And then, because you're here breathing in your safe space, you then just let that feeling grow. Because you're not just thinking about it, it's not going to overwhelm you, you're here breathing, you're calm. So you let that feeling grow within your system. Feeling it fully where you feel it, maybe in your jaw, maybe in your chest, wherever it is. And we'll do a little exercise at the end. So this is just kind of to run through to you conceptually understand what you're going for if you're doing this yourself. Of course, working together with someone to do this with you is really sometimes can make a huge difference, right? Like doing it ourselves, doing the groundwork is great, but sometimes having someone to reflect back with you is really important as well. So you bring up this feeling, you let it grow, and then you start to sense, where in my body am I feeling it? You start to tell this feeling that you're seeing it. because that's what this feeling really needs. It needs to be seen, it needs to be acknowledged. It's not there to punish you, right? It wants to be seen. So you see this feeling in your body, in your system. You feel it more than anything. Feelings are there to be felt. And then you bring gratitude to that feeling, because really it's been trying to keep you safe. It's been trying to help you in one way or another, even if it's uncomfortable. And then see what that does when you stop resisting it, but you actually bring gratitude to it. And then the next step is you honor yourself for facing this feeling. You hold gratitude towards the feeling. You fully feel where in your body it is. You feel what it is. You're seeing this feeling. You're showing it, that you're acknowledging it. It doesn't need to scream so loudly anymore, because you're acknowledging it. You're hearing the message it wants to tell you. And then, you honor yourself for doing this, because it's not easy. It's much easier to just go about your day as before and keep bottling things up and accumulating them as your symptoms get worse. But it's hard to really face the unknown. What might you find in terms of feelings? But remembering you've got your breath to ground you, so you're always going to be okay. And if you're not, make sure to get the appropriate assistance and help. But this is people are so scared of feelings, but really all these feelings want, although they can be quite intense, is they want to be acknowledged. And then they will transform and pass through. Maybe you need to come back again and again. Or maybe it just clears for you once it feels acknowledged appropriately. Right, so just to follow the next step, you acknowledge yourself, and then after you acknowledge yourself, you honor yourself for facing this feeling. What that does is it just adds a dimension of trust in yourself again, right? And harmony within. And also just shows you that you can keep coming back and doing this. This is not a one-time thing. If you want, you can keep doing this, and you're going to just feel really good about yourself for loving yourself in this way, for giving yourself this care. So, and then after you've done that, you just let the feeling be there. You keep breathing into it as long as it needs to be there, and then you just see how it changes. Does it change in your body? Does it get smaller as you've acknowledged it now? Or is it still the same? Do you need a bit longer? And then, just really keep doing this as long as you need in a sitting. So maybe make sure you have at least 20 minutes time, 15 minutes at the very least, to be with that feeling. And then don't push it away. Just when you notice things have kind of left, the feeling is not there as strongly anymore, or not there, you can't really pick up on it the way that you did at the beginning, then you can slowly come out and tell the feeling that you're willing to come back, and you're starting to build a relationship with it until you're both happy to go your own ways, and things will be a lot smoother. And you can do that for any feeling. That's really the process. It's really quite simple. You can do that for any feeling: anger, not feeling like you can express yourself, fear of losing control, not being allowed to bite back at someone, maybe even if they have some type of authority, perceived authority over you. That's where you had to hold back and you had to clench down. You couldn't go and attack them, so to speak, even if that's verbally. And something has to give somewhere, right? So let's do this processing emotion thing. I do this with clients in one-to-one settings, but this is more of like a do-it-yourself tool, this video here, but maybe also with a little bit of instruction along the way. So I'm just thinking if I should go inside with the wind, but let's just try this. So you can get comfortable where you are, find a comfortable position, close your eyes, as I have already done. And tune into the sounds around you. Maybe that's the sounds from this video, the birds in the background, or the sounds where you are. If that is pleasant sounds, or sounds that you perceive as not so pleasant. Just trying to be aware of everything right now without judgment. As your body becomes more grounded in this moment, feeling how any surfaces that you're resting on are supporting you right now. Your breath is through the nose, into the belly, really arriving here in this moment. And then tuning in to a situation or a feeling that you would like to integrate. Something that you're resisting, that you're struggling with. Tune into the feeling here. What do you feel? This is not right or wrong, good or bad. It's simply what this feeling feels like in your body, in your system, which is unique for you. And with your calm breath anchoring you in this moment, just let this feeling expand, not holding back. No need to suppress right now. Just let it naturally grow. So that you will have the opportunity to really acknowledge it, to really see it. And really being seen and felt is ultimately what this feeling wants. But you don't need to be perfect right now. You don't need to shift everything right now. Just showing up here. Your breath being calm and grounding. And exploring this feeling, letting it be here. And telling the feeling that you see it. You acknowledge it. And seeing how that feels. And holding gratitude for this feeling. Because even if you don't know exactly what it's been trying to tell you, and even if it's been uncomfortable at times, it has a precious function trying to help you. Thank you so much. I see how hard you've been working. Thank you. I see you right now, regardless of how close we can get to each other. Maybe from a distance we're seeing each other, or maybe a bit closer. Whatever is happening right now is what is happening right now, and it's totally great for right now. And now honor yourself for facing this feeling. No longer hiding, no longer running away, but facing, observing without judgment. Honor yourself for doing this. Even if you don't think you did it that great, whatever it is, just honor yourself for showing up, for being here, and for doing this healing work. Ultimately, you're showing yourself that you love yourself by doing this. And you accept that all these different parts of you, the part that has been pulling for your attention, that has been uncomfortable, all of them have their place within your life. Even if sometimes life would seem easier without them, you wouldn't want to miss them, as they help you transform and become the best version of you. More loving, more grounded. More you, more of who you really are and want to be. And the only way around it is through. By building connections, relationships with these different parts in us. So listening now once more to that feeling within that you called and brought up at the beginning of this meditation here. Is there anything that this feeling wants to tell you? You've created the space and you're breathing calmly, listening, seeing, feeling. And now, is there anything that you would like to say to this part of you? As you breathe calmly here. We don't need to go massively back into the past. We can work with what is here, what wants to be acknowledged, seen and felt. And now just tuning into your body and seeing what's here. Is the feeling still very strong, or is it now much weaker? As you're breathing through your nose into your belly, grounded, grateful. And if this feels right for you, just letting that part know that you're willing to come back, to face it again, to build this relationship until you're both ready to go your own ways. But you don't need to push this part out. You're inviting it to be here because you know it is teaching you something. And then just taking 3 deeper breaths. And now if the feeling is still very strong, you can stay with this exercise beyond this video until it's past. But if you're ready, then now just slowly bring awareness back into your body. And coming back into the room, into the space that you're in. Thanking your body, thanking your process. then opening your eyes, being here again. I thank you for listening. I hope this technique, I hope this little video here to follow along is helpful for you. If you would like some more guidance, feel free to reach out to us or to me directly. I guide people with this. Yeah, and I'm very happy to just share some tips and tricks if you get stuck, or yeah, let me know how I can support you, how we can support you at Kieferfreund. And really wishing you all the best. You've got this. It's a very normal process to go through. We're not really taught how to integrate emotions, so this is kind of our own teaching ourselves, our own school of life. And yeah, it's really just to summarize, these parts just want to be seen and acknowledged to a large extent. And once we can do that, that's really when the transformation happens. And sometimes it's a matter of coming back again and again, but you'd be surprised how much difference it can make just to finally start to listen, and then these parts don't feel like they need to scream so loudly and you know, to get your attention. So yeah, take good care of yourself. All the best. Bye bye.